Welcome, everyone, to another Games Talk Live, episode number 80. I've got a very cool guest today. He's been on the show one time before, and I had to have him on again. Somebody I've known in the community for years now, Blaze. Me and you go way back.
Oh, absolutely.
To the original SolidCast, way back in the
Facts.
day. We were doing that show together with Gotti and just so many other people that were coming through. But it's good to have you here tonight. Thank you for coming. We're going to have a great time. Blaze 4K is in the house. Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the invite. Glad to be back. You know, I told you this a million times, bro. I love the vibe of your show. First of all, my lights are always like neon purple. Like I just like the whole vibe, the old school feel you get on the show. But shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good on the Sunday, enjoying your weekend and shit. I
always love your setup. Yeah, I want to tell everybody, I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, if you have some loved ones out there who put it out all on the line for, our freedoms and stuff here, celebrate them. Celebrate those folks who lost their lives on the battlefield for us. I think everybody out there who's watching that maybe even, in the service now, or, if you have some loved ones that passed away and, I thank them for their service, but it's Memorial Weekend, man. You got to think about that stuff sometimes. But today we are not going to be, talking about that. We're going to be talking about the games. Of course, this is Games Talk Live. And, my friend, what have you been playing lately? What have you been up to?
Honestly, I've been playing a little bit of Star Wars. I'm in a gaming funk, man. I
really.
I think after I beat Dead Space remake and then I beat Hogwarts, I just got burnt out. I jumped straight into Resident Evil. I just wasn't in the mood. I jumped into Star Wars. It wasn't running right. It wasn't as polished as I thought it was going to be. But still a beautiful, great game. But I've been just doing multiplayer, just BRs and just whatever the people want to play in my Discord. I've just been in that type of a mood. You know what I mean?
So you stopped playing Survivor 2. Huh? I stopped playing it. I'm at the end of the game, and I stopped playing it because I was like, you know what? I love the game. Don't get me wrong. It's great combat wise and everything, but damn it, like it's got those performance issues where it shouldn't. These consoles, man, they should be able to handle this game no problem. The choice and direction that they took with the ray tracing always on, even in performance mode, is just ridiculous.
Bro.
Ridiculous.
But this is why I've been playing most of my third party on PC, because whatever they decide to give you on PlayStation or Xbox, that's what you're stuck with. You can't go in and change. I played without ray tracing, and saved myself a bunch of performance, and it's unfortunate that they don't give you at least the option to, toggle a couple options here. But
yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah, the performance is a real bummer, but the game is the first one was incredible. I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it.
Hold on, let me fix something here. I got something going on with my sound and everything. It just does not sound right. I'm trying to fix this, people, live. Let's see.
How we doing, chat? Liking that showcase or what, man? Huh?
Oh, no. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay. I think it's better.
All right.
Anyways, chat. Can you hear me? Is it okay right now? Hopefully it is. I just don't want it coming through my speakers. Because it's not anymore. Okay. All right. I had to fix some shit. Sometimes technical problems happen, but we're back. Anyways, people, we're going to be talking about that stuff, about the showcase, about all these rumors coming out. We got some pretty cool rumors coming out, in my opinion. And some people are out there saying, this ain't happening. And while others are saying, hey, it's possible. So we'll get into that in a moment. But first, of course, Blaze, I have something I do here every week with my guest. And that, of course, is 5 questions.
5 questions.
So you're on that game show again, 5 questions. Yes. I know. You're not really cool with the trivia, just like I'm not. I'm not good at it, but the people are here for it. They play along in the chat. Don't be looking at the chat though, because they do give answers sometimes, and I don't want you to steal those answers.
Please.
Don't look at the chat. Anyways, let's go ahead with question number 1. Let's get the music going. Question 1. Factions 2 was originally supposed to release alongside of The Last of Us 2 in this year. What year was that?
The original date?
Yes, the year. Last of Us 2 with Factions 2. What year was that?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. 19? 20?
2020. 2020. All right, number 2. What year did Jim Ruan take over as CEO of Sony Entertainment Interactive?
Guys, you really think I like these corporate guys, huh? Dude, when did he step down, man? Oh my God.
Sean Layden stepped down, and you had Jim Ruan take over.
That was right before. Was it 18 or 7? 18 or 7? 18.
2019. 2019, he officially took over CEO of Sony Interactive. So let's go with question number 3. Disruptor was a title of the very first game that Insomniac developed, and it ended up being a major flop. Their very next game, however, was a big success that had you play as a young purple protagonist. This game led to 2 sequels within 2 years after this game's release. What game was this?
Spyro?
Correct. Spyro the Dragon. Spyro. That's the game. All right. Number 4. Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming to both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox consoles. Can you tell me who is developing this game? Dragon's Dogma 2. Who develops that game?
Is that Square?
It's Capcom.
Sega?
Capcom. All right. Here's your last question. This is, of course, subjective. If you could only choose one platform to play all your games on, which would it be and why? And really think about that before you answer, because if you choose one platform, say you choose the Xbox, you can never play a PlayStation game day and date again. So what platform would you like to choose here?
Is this future or like
right now, as of right now?
Yeah, I would choose the PC.
And why?
Because I have Xbox games, I have native PC games, and then eventually I'll have PlayStation games. And I have Nintendo emulation if I want to go there. Yeah.
You got 2 out of 5. Not too bad. Not the worst.
Pretty bad.
But it's not that great either. But let's go ahead and get back to the regular show. Now, today we're going to be talking about our very first topic, of course, the aftermath of the showcase, the PlayStation showcase. And one thing I will say about this, guys, is that I was kind of happy to see that most people out there, even Sony guys, didn't care for the show. And it's for very good reason. You had a show here that was like 85% multiplats. And for a showcase for your company to come out with, for a company that pushes so much on exclusivity and stuff, for them to have very little exclusive shown, I just thought it was not a good showing. I thought it was pretty terrible. Well, what say you, though, Blaze?
Well, so I remember being on Gaz's show the week prior or a couple weeks prior, and he's like, "Oh, Blaze, they're gonna kill it." I said, "Gaz, you got to go into this shit with the lowest expectations." It's like, "No, they're gonna kill it. Come on, Blaze." He's trying to get me hyped. I'm like, "Dude, I'm not gonna get hyped. I'm not doing it to myself." And I said this live. This is all recorded. I'm not just saying this now. Yeah. So when the show came, he ended up hyping me up like, "Blaze, come on with 5 minutes." And I was on his show for the reaction, for the live show, for the showcase.
Mhm.
And he ended up getting me hyped right before the show started. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. I seen the little, the Sony transitions and all this.
Yeah.
And I'll say this as a show, just presented as a show, it was enjoyable. But if we're talking about 600 days plus of not having a showcase, right? And certain developers tweeting on Twitter, hey guys, get ready, and Naughty Dog saying, tune in for the showcase. All these expectations, all this fluff and hype. And I think it was like 650, basically 2 years. It was
Yeah.
it was honestly like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything was no dates, 2023, or there was no date. Running on PC, not actual gameplay. All this shit people would criticize Xbox for doing. It was really a letdown. It was a major letdown, especially as a PSVR 2 owner. They covered it because they had to, but they had nothing. I was like, damn, there's no first party, there's nothing, like you have nothing to show. Firewall, like it was pretty surprising. The Bungie stuff was cool, trust me. Like I believe in Bungie. I believe they'll put out a good multiplayer game that's on all platforms, but as a first party showcase, it was a slap in the face. And once Jim Ruan came out and said, hey,
Mhm.
we got one more game for you, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because I knew it was Spider-Man. It had to be
At that point. Yeah.
And once that's it, and once you've seen that they show Spider-Man for 5-6 minutes when they had so much other time to show other games, it was kind of like, dude, I've seen enough of Spider-Man. I'm excited for it. It looks great, but I've seen enough of it. Like I don't want to see anymore.
Yeah.
It just, not even like Fonz, the fact that they couldn't even be like, I'm against throwing up logos or something, but give us something, Sony. Like give us something. They are so content with their feet up. They think they have this shit in the bag. What that showcase showed me is Sony's so arrogant at this point. They're like, yeah, we're not showing our cards, until That's why I hope in 2 weeks Microsoft comes out and applies pressure.
Let me ask you something there. Is it arrogance, or do you think that Sony just simply didn't have anything to show as of now other than what they showed?
You're right. Well, you know what? That's a fair point. I do think it's a little bit of both. I think, again, Sony for the last 5 years, I don't know why people are surprised. They were crying about showcases. We want showcases, and rightly so. They want showcases. Fine, I understand it. But Sony of new, I should say, they are not going to show anything until they're absolutely prepared. Like the days of you seeing the Wolverine, like that was like the last time we seen anything new that was huge, like a big surprise. You know what I mean? That's the last thing we ever seen from Sony that was a surprise and that was a big game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After that, it's been complete radio silence.
Yeah.
And they're just at the point Sony's not going to show their hands unless they're absolutely prepared to show it. And it's coming out next year or this year. They're not going to show something out that's 2-3 years out. They're not doing it anymore. So,
well, let's talk about something like, okay, so let me put a little bit more positivity in here because we're pretty down on this stuff. But my game of the show, and I've heard a lot of people say that it didn't look that great to them, but damn it, to me, it looked incredible. And that, of course, was this game. Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. Looked amazing. Look at it. Look at it. It just looks so good, right? Amazing game. Look at that. Everybody take a look at this amazing game on your screen right now. I cannot wait to travel the 7 seas as a cat. And yeah, dude, this looks incredible. What? Look at it. Look at the water, the physics. Amazing. Amazing. That is the type of quality that we want to see from Sony, right? Right? Wait, was that an Xbox show or was this a Sony show?
Was that
remember when a bunch of guys were out there saying that Xbox shows too many cartoony games, and on this show I saw cartoon after cartoon after cartoon, and I'm like, what's going on?
Absolutely.
What's going on?
I think the criticism for Xbox is they have the most powerful console. and they do. I don't care that multiplats have been running better on PlayStation as of late. Like the raw numbers don't lie, bro. Xbox, the Series X is the more powerful console. That's not even a debate. So I think Sony guys are, they're double down and digging in. Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, show us some. But absolutely, all the flack Sony gets for this press conference is all deserved because all. So
you're not into Cat Quest, right? You're not into Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. No,
bro.
No.
I was covering my face. If Gas has a reaction, I was like this.
Pixelbit G in the chat said the cartoon and stolen ideas. Yeah, they stole those ideas from Xbox, right? Pixelbit, they did. No,
well, Fonz, I knew they were going to show some indies. Like, of
course, indies are always there, right? At every show, but again, multiplat. I'm sure that's going to be out on PC and other places as well. The Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not something I'm looking forward to, people. I'm just, of course, I'm joking. But there are games that they did show. Of course, most of them multiplat that they did show that I personally did I'm looking forward to. One of those games is this one, Dragon's Dogma 2. I thought it looked pretty good. And I heard from a lot of people, I never played the original, but I heard it's really good. No, wow. I heard it's really good. So it looks good to me.
It's aged a little bit, but they did remaster it.
Yeah,
like a lazy remaster, but it's a good game. It is. Yeah.
So you played it. I've heard the mechanics, the RPG, the combat and everything are pretty good. So I'm looking forward to playing this game. I think it looks really solid in my opinion. And no, I saw somebody bring up that foam game or whatever. That foam game looked like a cross between Fortnite and Splatoon to me. And I was thinking to myself, why? What? I understand games as a service is a big thing, and I know Sony is trying to gravitate to that and take some of that.
They see the popularity. They see the numbers in Splatoon, and they
Yeah, I understand, but to that point though, Gas Games, do you feel like? I mean, because this is foreign to Sony and their fan base, like. They're used to having these single player games, one and dones, if you will. How do you feel about the Gas Games coming?
There's a lot of them, and I listen. They need some sort of multiplayer, but I don't think anybody was out here screaming for a Splatoon clone. You know what I mean? Like. That's not being innovative to me, Fonz. You're changing from paint to bubbles. You know what I mean? There's no innovation there. It's literally, a copy or you're inspired by Splatoon. Like that's what that is. There's no innovation in multiplayer games, bro.
Yeah, it seems like they're all trying to copy the latest fad. And right now, I mean, even though it's been out for years, Fortnite is still like king in that area, and everybody's trying to chase the next Fortnite. They want to be that next Fortnite. And, adding that element of Splatoon, which is huge for Nintendo. It's really big in Japan as well. I get it. Like you're trying to cover two big types of games, and and hopefully this grabs an audience and you can sell a shit ton of microtransactions and stuff in, because that's the end goal for Gas Games.
It is.
And a lot of people don't like that, but it is.
But, I feel like these developers, man, I'm telling you, dude, they're just throwing noodles at the wall, hoping it sticks. What I mean? They're trying to they don't care if it, there's plenty of multiplayer games Sony can bring back. It's like it really aggravates me, man. I've been playing a bunch of SOCOM clones.
SOCOM,
Dude, Fonz, I've been putting like money, resources, time into these, indie SOCOM clones that are trying to, but the community's been so burnt from previous clones. Everybody that's tried to make a SOCOM successor has failed miserably. Like they screwed the community over, or and it's unfortunate because Sony has multiplayer games that they could go to. Not many, but they do have some that people would be excited for and would play. The problem is they come out and say, oh, like when games come out and say this is a killer, a Halo killer or a COD killer, I already like, dude, get that shit off my screen, bro. Just put out a good product, bro. Let people decide if it's a killer or it's a good title or not. I just don't like that. And that all that does is set expectations and gets the chit chat. And I'm not with the chit chat anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Danny Passion Official, thank you for the super chat. He says Sony showed up and did nothing. LOL. You know, he's laughing face there. Yeah, you know, that's the general consensus. I've seen some people say that they like the show. Some people gave it an 8 out of 10. I don't get it because, again, a showcase for your particular platform, especially one that you really push exclusivity on and you show mostly multiplats. It's kind of, I mean, even Xbox had a fun time with the situation, and they ended up showing this tweet. They said, what a good-looking group. And they showed a bunch of games that are indeed coming to Xbox as well that they showed on the showcase.
Bro, what a chess piece. Like, that was such a troll chess not checkers moment for Xbox right there.
It's kind of one of those things that, you know, you like to see. I mean, honestly, I want to see this kind of fight, this kind of dog in this fight from Xbox.
Hey, Sony, like, people complain
it.
about that. Sony did it all the time. Oh, this is how you share games on PlayStation. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't get mad at something like this. This is what they're supposed to. Listen, the console war aside, like, this shows fight in Xbox. Phil Spencer's interview saying, oh, we can't compete. We, you know, waving the white flag, that type of talk. I don't like. I like seeing this side of Xbox. It's like, guys, you know, you can play all this shit on Xbox, so don't worry about it. You know, basically what they said.
And one of the things you see right there is one of the games is Metal Gear Solid 3.
Bro, I know that pissed some people off, bro.
Dude, that's got to make a lot of people upset because Metal Gear was synonymous. I mean, of course, it started its days on Nintendo, but it moved over to Sony and it stayed on Sony's platform forever.
It's like Final Fantasy, same type of thing. You know, started on Nintendo.
Yeah, same type of thing. And now here with Metal Gear Solid, which I do have the little trailer they showed for, which I thought was kind of pointless, honestly. I you know, that's another thing.
Did you even think this was a Metal Gear trailer? Like, I'm like,
no, I didn't. I was like, is this Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Is this like They're Grounded? That's what I was thinking at first. And I go, man, if this is They're Grounded, it just trounces fucking Grounded. It looks so much better. But no, when it says not actual gameplay and stuff, they had a lot of those trailers on this show too. And I'm just like, why even bother? Why bother showing stuff like this? If this is just, and you could say in-engine all you want. I don't care. Usually those games that say in-engine, they don't come out looking like that. Okay?
Right.
They'll show you this little tiny slice of in-engine footage that you never see the light of day with
Fonz,
when it drops.
There better be ants. There better be little ants and details on the ground. I'm telling you, there better be ants on the ground after this. Like, the thing is, I have this game for my PSP, bro. Okay? And
yeah.
It's a bittersweet moment because at the end of the day, honestly, I really don't care that it's on other platforms. I don't care. If anybody's still mad about a 20-year-old game at this point, like, I get it. It was a PlayStation exclusive, but
yeah,
this is Konami. They want Konami's about money. All these companies about money,
course,
and
of course.
And listen, more people get to play it. Screw it. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Do you know if this is timed or is this?
As far as I know, it's coming day and date to Xbox as well, and PC. So you PC guys are going to be able to play this day and date as well, unlike a game that they showed yet again there, and that, of course, was Final Fantasy 16. This one is, of course, just coming to PlayStation 5 that I know of so far. Maybe PC on a later date, but what do you think about this game? I am looking forward to this game a lot. What about you?
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy at all, Fonz, honestly. Like, I got one of my buddies, Red Hood. Like, dude, I can care less about Final Fantasy, but this Final Fantasy, particular 16, looks more, the medieval shit. We like that, Fonz. Dark Souls. Yeah. Like, I get that whole Dark Souls medieval, it looks gorgeous. It looks like it's going to be a massive game. Like, dude, like, they've shown so much of this, and I still haven't seen, like, a recurring scene, a recurring moment.
That's true.
In the game. Like,
That's true.
It just shows me that the game's going to be massive.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it, but, like, it's not like, oh my God, I have to play it.
I'm in that camp. I'm excited to play it. I'm like, I can't wait to play it. It's going to be a fun game. I can see. I skipped 15 because I just couldn't do the whole hipsters with swords. It just did not look right to me.
Yeah, me either, bro. Me either. That's the whole reason. I don't like none of. Listen, it's the whole the turn based to everything. You know, it's just not my type of tea. You know, but I'm gonna try this for sure. I'll definitely be there day one. I'm just not. It's just not at the top of the list. You know.
Yeah. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to more of this. I've seen enough of this game. I didn't need to see it again at the showcase. That, to me, it was kind of another small little L for them too. It's like, bro, we've seen this. We've seen enough. Like, it's already sold to people that are going to buy it anyway. You don't need to show any more of it. The other game that I thought honestly was just pointless to show was this one here, and it was Concord. Concord, like, what is this even about? Like, of course you can, reach and say, okay, it's a space game. Yeah. But what kind of game? Are we going to be flying a ship? Are we going to be actually like walking around the ship? Or is it just going to be, you see it's third person and you're just flying and I don't know. I don't know what this game is about because it showed us nothing. It was just, this was it. The only thing that I liked about this was the fact that it looked a lot like the 80s to me.
Yeah,
like the look
I was just going to say the logo, right. And
that's it.
If it's a PlayStation game, you can guarantee a couple of things. It's going to be third person over the shoulder. You probably take that ship.
I don't know.
That ship traversal, I guarantee, is a loading screen. That's like a hub for you. So also your hub, I'm just guessing at this point, but again, pointless. I don't mind that they showed up a logo, but not actual gameplay. Like, come on, like, bro, I got.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't make sense to me. Jerry, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, I'd buy a PS5 for a SOCOM gas game. I believe Sony is no longer concerned with being the box in the family room. Nothing but love to you and yours, Fonz. Oh, thank you very much, Jerry. So he'd buy it for a SOCOM if they brought SOCOM back.
Jerry, a lot of people language, bro.
A lot of people would. SOCOM is a huge game for so many people. It's got such nostalgia. And if you haven't played it, I played it back in the day. It was a shit ton of fun, man. You get on there with your friends, run around shooting the other team. It was fun, man.
Fonz, the fact that I still play SOCOM 2 online, you can play through PC emulation, PSX,
PC.
PS2 emulation. So there's servers online right now, like you can go play. And there's 150 people, every night. And that's on a PC emulator of a PS2 game. Just think about that. Like that's the game was special.
Volumes, man. If you got that many people, that's what is it? That's more people that are playing that game than Redfall right now. So, it's pretty much the same. Biff Rinaldi celebrates 5 months of membership. Thank you very much, Biff. He says, bought Spiderman remaster for $30. I'm playing it with my Xbox controller. Good times. Yeah, I guess you're playing it on PC then. That's my guess. Yeah, that's cool. I know a lot of people that do that sort of stuff. They'll buy PC, PlayStation games on PC, play it with their Xbox controller, and feel like they're, getting over on PlayStation somehow.
I mean, vice versa. You could do the same.
Yeah. How do you feel about, when you look at the PlayStation 5 controller, the sticks side by side compared to the staggered sticks of the Xbox? What's your preference?
Honestly, I use my Elite, Series 2 Elite, and my DualSense, whatever the fuck they call it. I'm sorry for the language.
The Edge.
Whatever they call it, the Edge. Yeah. But I use those so much that it's not like, I use the Xbox and it feels foreign to me. I've used an Xbox controller my whole life that it feels normal. Either one, like the sticks don't bother me. They're just it's natural for me. Either one I use. I prefer both, honestly.
I don't necessarily hate it, but I prefer the staggered sticks. I like the Xbox controller better. And I do have a harder time if I'm playing more Xbox games and then I go to a Sony game. It gets some getting used to. It takes just a little bit longer. Yeah, the side by side sticks are just kind of annoying. Not a big fan of them, but I mean, it doesn't bother me to the point where I'm like, F this controller, like some people. But it's just It's just a
Well,
little bit of a
Fonz,
nuisance.
you got to look at it like this, man. Xbox is the one messing up the blueprint. The blueprint saying, "Hey, your controllers are like," because you look at Nintendo, other than the N64, and Xbox decided to do that, and it worked. People prefer that, But like I said, I use them so much through PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Like it's not even like, oh, I'm using a different. Like, honest to God, I'm completely fluent on both controllers. Like, it's nothing to me.
Yeah,
but
I totally understand. Let me get through these super chats. Super chat, $30 from Colt Eastwood. Thank you very much, man. You didn't have to do that, brother. He says, I love you. I love GTL and Fonz. Best to you, my friend, during hard times and good times to come. Yes, thank you very much. For those that don't know, I told Colt knows we're good friends. My parents are both in the hospital, not doing well at all. But we're still kicking through and trying to get them healthy. We'll see what happens. But in any case, thank you very much for coming by, Colt. I appreciate you, man. Yodani Quesada, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. He says, if Sony's selling 2-to-1 again, and my anecdotal evidence shows this, they own the casuals, then the show makes sense, because this demographic don't visit podcasts or pay attention to the news the way we do. I understand what you're saying. Okay. And I get it. There's a lot of casuals out there that would give this a better score. And I could understand that because they're just looking at it as a game. They're not looking at multi-plat versus exclusive, right? However, I think that there are more casuals today that are like a little bit more hardcore than you may give them credit for. I think a lot of these people are looking more into what the box has to offer that, say, something else doesn't have to offer. I think they do look more at that these days. Again, for the most part, you're right, Yodani. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do think that casuals are getting a little bit more hip to the scene, so to speak. I don't know if you would agree with that, Blaze.
Xbox has become, like, I work at a college. I worked at multiple doing IT on both. So the primary console I ever, like, it was always an Xbox One, and now the Xbox, not the Series X, the S.
Yeah.
And I see that everywhere, dude. Like, literally, I see it
Series
everywhere.
S, yeah. I just went to my local Walmart and Target this weekend, did some shopping, and I went by the gaming section to purposely look to see what consoles were there. Honestly, they were wiped out of everything. Everything was gone, even Switches, not there. So I didn't see an S, X, or PlayStation. They're all gone. Switch, all gone. And
that's good.
I think right now, gaming is good, man, for everybody.
Healthy.
And I know
it's really healthy.
We're shitting on a showcase right now that wasn't very good, especially to the hardcore fan base and stuff. But we have been waiting. It seems like those of us who've had a PS5 and an Xbox have been waiting years now for more games, better games. And if you look at some of the stuff that has come out for the PlayStation 5, even though that they've reviewed really well and they've been great games and everything, most of those games were delayed games. And games that you could buy on the PlayStation 4, mind you, Blaze.
Right.
So, I mean, right now it's kind of like, and that's another thing I wanted to ask you is, has the Jim Ruan era begun? Is this telling here? Is this the showcase kind of the start? A lot of PlayStation guys were telling me before this showcase and the hype that they were giving it, saying, look, this is going to put Jim Ruan on the map. This is his show now, because finally they've got rid of all the stench from, Sean Layden. It was some good stench, by the way. He had some great games he put out and great showcases, I will add. But they were saying that this would be the new Jim Ruan era. So is this what we should expect?
I mean, listen, Jim Ruan, I did not like Jim Ruan at first, I didn't like I was really pushing against the whole, making the box valuable, and if you could play games in other places, I looked at the box as, it took off some value on the box. I always had that mindset. But over time, I got to say the truth about Jim Ruan, like, he cares. He's business savvy, he's going to do what's right for business. And I think the direction he's taking PlayStation, I know a lot of people might not agree with it, but I think he's trying to make PlayStation, pop culture, have it, if you want to play this PlayStation game, they're looking at the software side of things like Xbox is doing, at this point. Like, you don't need a PlayStation, you want to play it on PC, go
Hold
ahead.
up really quick. When you mentioned pop culture there, you're 100% spot on, because he showed a freaking movie trailer at the showcase.
Right, which drove me nuts.
It's a little too much, It's like, what are you doing? Like, we're gamers here. We're not here to see a movie trailer for Gran Turismo, the movie.
Although the game was, it's a game, but like, dude, do you know how much agony that caused everybody's face? Like, if you're not face palming while they're showing Gran Turismo, the movie, like, dude, get that shit off my screen.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't look at anything because I worked graveyards. And so I missed the show live. I woke up late afternoon, didn't go on Twitter, didn't go on anything, didn't text a buddy of mine, nothing. I wanted to go in blindly. I started that showcase up, and I literally just sat there going, is this a fucking movie? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Like, if Xbox had done that, oh my God, articles would have been written on how bad that was. And it just didn't make
100%.
sense to me. It didn't make sense to me, man.
If this was Xbox's show, it would have been, they would have really been giving Xbox a very hard time right now. Like, a really hard time.
Yeah. Ray Chi or Ray Chai, I'm not sure how you say that. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says, I would buy a PS5 for Shadow of the Colossus Remake 4.0. 4.0, what is that about? Are you kidding?
He's saying they remastered it more times than once.
Yeah, I'm tired of the remakes and remasters. I'm personally just tired of that. Like, especially with games that don't really need it. Like The Last of Us remaster, in my opinion, did not need to be remastered.
That did not need it, but I'm in the opposite boat. I'm so sick of the there's no heart and soul in these games. They come out unfinished, unpolished. Like, give me the old shit, because I know the old shit works and it's good.
Okay, but that's not the right mindset. The right mindset would be, developers, can you create and innovate in your games and make sure it's polished when it drops? And Nintendo's over here saying, yeah, we can, and we did. You may say what you want about Tears of the Kingdom for that Zelda game, but damn it, did they innovate in that game? And there's shit you can do in that game that blows my mind. Like, how did they create that shit?
The first Zelda looks like a child compared to Tears of the Kingdom. I'll admit that. But, Nintendo, again, I'm a little picky with Nintendo. Not my cup of tea, but I do respect them. And, the thing is, like, Mario, you can say what you want. Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart, Mario Party. Yep. It's all, you're one Mario with a hat. One Mario, it's 2D. One Mario, it's 3D. One Mario, you're a cat. It's all Mario, though. You know what I mean? But I'll give them a little credit because they've spun it up just enough to make it feel or look different.
All those things that you can do within the game, those new mechanics they added, are really mind-blowing.
Zelda. Yeah, really. No, they're dope. Yeah.
I don't get how for that Switch, like, it's crazy. Yes, it's an ugly game. We can all agree on that. It doesn't look great at all.
Resolution-wise, it don't.
Yeah, but damn it, what they've done with it is pretty incredible. And my hat's off to them. It's not my type of game, but hey, that's awesome. The creativity and shit that they put in that game is really something to behold, really, honestly. Septic Sauce, of course, Gaz in the chat. Thank you very much, man, with the $50 super chat. He says, shout out to Jim Ruan. I wish I could do his character voice. Okay, you know what character I'm talking about, Gaz. I love that fucking character you do on your sauce videos. The Middle Eastern character he does. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Oh no, that's really Gaz. That's not.
That's the real Gaz. That's the real.
That's
Gaz.
Not a gimmick. Yeah, By the way, Gaz was on his little auto-tune BS trolling me the whole show. He trolled me the Fonz. Literally the whole show.
Blaze. Yeah, he's doing that shit. Yeah. I know. I watched it. Yeah, I was like, don't do my damn Blaze dirty like that. Like, that's not right. Blaze is good people. But no, he's just jokes, bro. Gaz.
Shout out to Gaz. No, Gaz is the homie, bro.
He's a great person.
That's my brother, bro. That's my twin, bro. Literally.
Yeah, that's your buddy. That's your twin. Faisal 007, thank you very much with the $5 super chat. Says speedy recovery to your parents. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What is the one game you, both of you, want to see at the Xbox showcase? I'll let you go first. What's the one game you want to see there first?
Believe it or not, give me a new Gears of War, bro. Unreal Engine 5.
Really?
Bro, I love Gears, dude. I know people are sick of it and tired of like Gears of War. The Coalition, first of all, what they've done on Unreal, like they make some of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. And I know beauty's not everything, but what they can do on Unreal Engine 4, what they can do on 5 is like just knowing what they did on 4, because they're masters of Unreal Engine, bro. They really are. They've perfected that engine, bro. And I'm just curious if, like Gaz said this before, if Gears slows it down, make every encounter, just slow it down a little bit. So when you shoot someone in the leg and their arm falls off and there's gore, like, make those encounters more memorable than just a bunch of wave of enemies coming and you're running through it. You know what I mean? Slow it down a little bit, dude. I'm telling you.
Coalition's awesome. Coalition's awesome. A lot of people, naysay Halo, Gears, and Forza, that whole thing that they like to say. But Gears, for me, Gears has always been good. Every Gears game I've played, I've liked. I've not had one bad experience with the Gears games. Like them a lot. But I'm with you that I would like to see that, but I want to see something newer from Xbox. I want to see gameplay from Avowed. That's what I want to see. Me and Zocker talk all the time, and we're talking about how we want more fantasy games out there, like Elder Scrolls, that in that vein. And
Skyrim,
yeah. So Avowed kind of scratches that itch, and I'm really hoping that we see something from Avowed at their showcase, and that would really be great for me anyway.
I think he'll be there.
Jeff Grubb's in the house. Well, welcome, Jeff. He says there are more ideas in an hour of Tears of the Kingdom and Odyssey than in the entirety of some publishers' entire libraries. Wow. That's big. But no, I've seen some incredible stuff in that game, Jeff. Blows my mind, the things that people were building. I saw somebody build like this bomber and Link was flying across the air, bombing freaking people on the ground. It's like, what is going on? Like, you can literally just attach shit to everything. And this game is just, it's mind-blowing what the developers created here, because allowing you to do all that stuff, create like they do in this game, it's got to take a lot of work from the devs. That's a lot of heart and soul there for sure. And you gotta recognize that as a gamer. Even if you don't like the game, guys, you have to recognize that and give your hats off to them, because that kind of stuff is not easy. And it's incredible.
On the hardware they have is the most impressive part to me. It's like, what you're running on the iPhone 3GS, I'm just being,
oh my God. Yeah. But basically, what is it? It has the Switch has the same internals as that TV Tegra thing that I had.
It's the Tegra, whatever.
Well, I had like this TV thing I used, and it played games and stuff. I forgot what it was called. NVIDIA Shield. That's what it was. It has the same processor. And
the Tegra. It's a mobile chip.
Yeah. Biff Rinaldi, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. He says, laugh out loud. Yeah, Fonz, you missed the first line of my other chat. Oh, I'm sorry. Just built my first PC. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, brother. He says, I got to say, though, that game is fantastic. Sony knows how to make games. They do. Sony is quality, man. Sony, most of their games are just amazing. Aside from Horizon, I can go kick rocks. The rest of their lineup is really good. Solid. Blaze agrees with me. I know, Blaze. You're not a fan of Horizon either.
I'm not.
It's Aloy. She's boring. That's
Aloy's boring. She's not. She's ugly. I don't like shooting.
No. I'm not even going. I'm going there, Blaze.
I am.
All right. No. She's boring. She's not a good protagonist. It's
The world, though.
The world's beautiful.
Is gorgeous.
Beautiful. Horizon Forbidden West, one of the most incredible looking open world games I've ever laid eyes on. Ever.
Same.
But Jesus Christ, is it a boring ass world? Just going to say that. Hargeet Shani, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Just finished Tears of the Kingdom. Game of the year. 4K at 60 frames per second on my PC. Clocked in just over 100 hours to finish it. My man right there. Hargeet putting in that work. This is something you guys may not know about Hargeet. Hargeet is probably one of the biggest gamers out there. And when I say biggest gamer, I'm talking he plays so many different games all the time. That man plays so many games. It's unbelievable. Like, he really does play so many games. Like,
Bro,
he sits there.
Soul.
He went through Game Pass. He'll go through Game Pass and see what's about to leave and beat that game before it leaves Game Pass. Like, that's his goal, is to play all these Game Pass games. And I'm like, why? Are you really into it? He just loves gaming. And that's awesome. And he is a great soul, man.
Bro.
He is a great soul. Very kind, awesome guy, generous as all hell. Just
dude, always generous. Always goddamn generous. Bro.
Yeah, dude, you know, and it kind of reminded me of you back in the early days, man. You used to give away a lot of shit all the time.
Talk about it, Fonz. People forget.
I used to sit there and go, Blaze, man, this guy just gives so much to the community. And, you know, it was crazy. It was mind-blowing to me. But, yeah, then Hargeet came along, and I'm like, yeah, this reminded me of Blaze back in the day. You guys are both good people, very generous, and it's good to have people like you in the community. That's why you're on again here today.
I appreciate that.
But getting back to the showcase, they showed Spider-Man 2, of course, and as we talked about, it was at the very end. I feel like they should have showed this game at the very beginning of the show, to start the show. This is what you do. Boom, a banger. Look at what we got coming. And mind you, a lot of people out there are saying that the game doesn't look that great or whatever. I think it looks great. I think it looks like the Spider-Man remaster. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look any worse, and it doesn't really necessarily look any better. What do you say about that?
Fonz, do you think this can run on a PS4 Pro?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think visually, though, I think that they would have to back off a little bit. Maybe not run at 60 frames or 120 frames or whatever they throw at it, because you know they are going to have those modes in there. They had it in the last game, in the remaster. They're going to do it again here.
And look, I'll admit this about Spider-Man. Like, yeah, when you look at this, you kind of see like suburban houses. Like, it looks okay. Yeah. But there's certain set pieces that they show off that was gorgeous. But, you know, like I said, guys, what you're going to notice in gaming and games coming, you know, now and for the future is you're going to see more reflections, better textures, you know, better resolutions, better frame rates, ray tracing, particle effects, you know what I mean? GPU accelerated particles, shit like that. That's, and
hopefully better mechanics, hopefully better gameplay mechanics. And that, I see them add a lot to the gameplay here. I want to play in this Venom suit. His powers look awesome. I like Miles's new powers. I can't wait to play that stuff. It looks really good. And I like the fact that it's kind of that GTA 5 style where you're flipping back and forth between the two.
I called that, dude. Like, when they first showed off, they're like, oh, do you think it's co-op? I'm like, dude, the GTA is what I brought up. I'm like, dude, it's going to be like GTA. Miles is stuck. I said it on RGT. But, you know, that's, you know, co-op would have been cool, but I think it would have been too much.
This part right here where he's gliding through here, I'm glad they added this because for me personally, I get sick of just the swinging. I do. I don't know. I'm glad they added that mechanic. But this game looks great. It doesn't look mind-blowing. It doesn't look next-gen, you know, but it looks good. Looks really solid. Looks fun. Yeah. That's the most important thing. It looks fun to me.
Fonz, the problem is those games that, you know, Spider-Man came in, 2018? Like, those games already looked so good.
Yeah, they did.
You know, there's not much they can do.
Yeah. Highlander, I see your thing popping up. I saw it pop up earlier, and I want to get to it because I don't want to lose your member chat here. Highlander 001 celebrates 4 months of membership. Thank you very much, man. He says, sending positive thoughts for your parents. The show was good except for hardcore people like us, I guess. Wish we had a date for Spider-Man. Phantom Blade looks awesome. Okay. We got to talk about Phantom Blade because Highlander, if you haven't heard, I'm going to kind of...
it was a mobile?
Okay, so my game of the show initially was Phantom Blade 0, guys. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen. Phantom Blade 0 looked incredible to me. And I like
Still
this
does.
samurai style game. Yeah, no, it looks awesome, right? It's by S Game. Didn't know who the hell S Game was. Found out after the show. S Game is a mobile developer, and they've been making this game series or whatever on mobile for years. Okay, and it's very popular in, in like Japan and stuff. But they only started on this game in development, this game here last year, which makes all of this we see right here kind of irrelevant. Again, this is kind of an in-game thing, in-engine show thing, but the gameplay and stuff, it might as well be vaporware. I don't know why they showed all this, because it just started development. You can't possibly have that much gameplay and stuff ready in a year's time. I don't see it. I don't know, Blaze.
I mean,
I'm not a developer, but they showed a lot here, and it just doesn't seem feasible in a year's time. You can have this type of gameplay, this fluid, looking like this within a year.
I do agree. If it's a year, if those are the facts, it's only been a year, then yeah, what they showed off is impressive. But see, the mobile thing scared me too. When I read that, I'm like, oh crap, man. But this don't look like a mobile game to me, Fonz. It don't.
No. This isn't. This is their console game of that franchise. But you can't tell me that all of this was ready in a year's time. I don't see that, man. Unless they took part of their mobile game. I don't think there is a release date. I don't think they showed one. And this game is only confirmed for the PS5 and PC. However, they've said on Twitter they have not ruled out the Xbox yet. So it could be another multi-plat. But again, it looks really cool. The mechanics, the game, I say gameplay with quotations here. I don't know if this is actual gameplay. A lot of people say in-engine CGI, and I don't think it's CGI, but again, it's like showing us Wukong over and over, and Wukong, when is that dropping already? We've seen so much from Wukong, and it looks amazing to me, but no release date. Like, are these games even going to come out?
The only thing I can think of, maybe they already had, this game up and running, and it's a good point you bring up, Fonz. I really don't know what to say, on the whole year thing, and it looks good though. That's when I was done with the show, I said, this is the one highlight of the show for me, for sure. But that's definitely concerning, and people are going to be aware of that, so hopefully, because those mobile games, they sure know how to trick you. You see some trailers and you're like, wow, this looks awesome. Then you play, you're like, well. So
yeah, I'm just hoping it's a real game and it drops. I don't think this is real gameplay. I don't. That's just me, guys. I think that it's just something they put together to try to give you like a vertical slice of what they project this game to look like when they do finish it up. And in that case, if it does look anything like that, I'll be happy. But as of right now, with it being in early development, we've got a long way to go. Don't expect that game to be out anytime soon. So it's just, it was sad because it was my game of the show. I was ready to talk that up, man. I was ready to like say that game looks amazing. I'm glad they showed something new at the Sony showcase. That's the one. And then I hear all this stuff and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Some people in the chat said that it's like that the day before game again, all over again. The day before, of course, being a game that they showed off with gameplay and everything else, and it turned out to be nothing. Like it's like a scam or something. Kind of like
the
Abandoned.
Day before, it looks awesome. I know it is. People are calling the day before a scam, but wow, does it look good?
It looks amazing. But yeah. But no, for over 18 months, we've heard Jim Ruan and company talk about, first party, being committed to that, being committed to the hardcore. And then this showcase comes out and it's like multi-plat central. It's a problem. And now you've got Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog came out like a day after, and they came out with this statement here. They said, The Last of Us fans We know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about our The Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued, we've realized that what is best for the game is to give it more time. And you can read the rest there. Basically, they're saying it ain't ready to be shown yet because a lot of people were complaining, where's Factions 2? We want to see Factions 2. I talked this show up before it happened. I hyped the show up and I said, they're definitely going to show Factions 2. They didn't. So they came out and put the statement out there. And some people are championing this statement, mind you. They're saying, oh, this is great of Naughty Dog to do, just setting expectations. I'm like, no, they should have set the expectations before the show. This statement should have came out before for it to be positive. Now it just looks like, we're just covering our asses after people were already butthurt. And in, to that respect, I'm like, who cares? Like, dude, and then I learned that Bungie was given the go ahead to check up on this game and then like report back and say, you know, whether it needed more time or not.
Yeah, but Fonz, is that factual or is that?
I don't
rumor,
know,
you know,
but this is a rumor I've read saying that Bungie was tasked at looking at this game and wondering if it had, and they came back and said that it didn't have the longevity. They're looking for ways to really like engross people in this game and captivate them and keep people playing for a long time. And Bungie, this is the rumor anyway, and Bungie says, no, it doesn't at this time. I don't know, but I'm just looking at this message here and I'm going, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? This is not good. Let me ask you this, because we need to really talk about this. Factions 2 is a game that was announced back in 2019. We're now in 2023, and this was a multiplayer component of an established IP. We got one screenshot, and it's been gone ever since. To me, this is one of the ultimate fails from that showcase, not having that there. I think, sure, you could say it's not ready, but how many years are we going to wait for a multiplayer component? And I know they're doing a standalone gas thing now, but it's still an L, man. That's how I feel. How do you feel about it?
you know, guys, I called you guys.
Gas.
Fonz.
No,
When I seen the little red thing from Naughty Dog, honestly, I didn't even read it. I just knew what it was. I went to my podcast. We talked about it. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Not even to show us. Just you showed us one piece of concept art, bro. Can we just get? It's like, and I know Neil Druckmann he's like a perfectionist, and you know, if he feels like it's not up to par, if it's not ready, he don't want to show it. You know, I get that. Sometimes Fonz, and you know this, when you show something too early, it can come back and bite you in the butt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that. You know, they're being careful with release dates and showing off something because, you know, things could change. But at this point, you've been working on this for so goddamn long. Like, the fundamentals of the game cannot be changed. Like, there's no way you can scrap this, or the game is just never going to come out. It'll take another 3 years. So, you know, show us what you got fundamentally, guys. Like, let me see some gameplay. Let me see some movement of the characters. Let me see, can we get an idea of what we're going to be doing, you know? And, you know, Bungie track record says, you know, that they're the people to look over something. Honestly, if anybody's going to look over it, let them do it.
I just looked it up, and apparently this is coming from Jason Schreier, and I just pulled this up. Let me pull this up here. Sony has invested heavily in games as a service. This is from Jason Schreier. Okay, so this is about it being a gas game, of course, and it says they had the Seattle-based Bungie there to evaluate the games across its portfolio. Bungie raised questions about The Last of Us multiplayer's project's ability to keep players engaged for a long period of time, which led to the reassessment. So this is coming from Jason Schreier, who, you know, does report on a lot of true things. So this could be, the case. Bungie could have just said, hey, it's not working out the way it should. If you're looking at longevity and getting people engaged and spending money on that game, it's possible.
I mean, what does Bungie know, right? I mean, it's not like they've.
Well, look at Destiny. As much as
have
gone away from Destiny, it's still a big moneymaker, man.
Oh, dude.
People are spending money on the
said,
game like nobody's business. So
Bungie knows how to keep the audience intrigued. Like, dude, like Destiny is still one of the most played games to this date. You know what I mean?
Yep.
DLC, they drop in DLC constantly, keeping the game fresh. And if we're just talking about Destiny. We're not even talking about Halo. We're not even talking about none of that, dude. It's just, if anybody's gonna look, I think that's a good reason why Sony signed Bungie for a reason, and maybe their assets and looking into things. And hey, how do you think this is gonna work as a multiplayer game? Do you think this could last? Do you think this could have some long legs?
Oh,
definitely. And maybe Bungie's just home like, guys, I think you need to go back to the drawing board, and it needs more sauce,
dude. The reassessment aspect there, that like, how much are they going to reassess here? What are they going to go back and change? What are they going to fix there? Like, how much longer is the more important question? Are they going to take for a multiplayer component to an already established IP? Like,
it's concerning.
It's crazy.
It's concerning, bro. It's frustrating. It's concerning.
And you know what it shows you too? It shows you that Sony is putting a lot of emphasis on gas. Games as a service, and a lot of
they said
Sony
they were,
hardcore
right? They said they had 10.
Yeah, but a lot of hardcore fans don't want to see that, but they also don't want to see the fact that even though, like, some people can say, if you look at what Sony's doing now, they're sort of following in Xbox's footsteps in a lot of ways, right? Now they're saying they're going to heavily invest in the cloud and stuff, right? So and they've got games on PC, and I know you didn't like that at first, and you probably still don't like it if it ever went day and date. We know their gas games will be day and date for sure.
No, honestly, Fonz, at this point, just put them day and date. What's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, at least give me the option to play the game where I want to play it.
I hear you. And that's what it should be about. Like, I never cared. I'm not one of these guys. A lot of people, they think of me and they think, oh, I'm an Xbot, but back in 2017, when they announced they were putting their games,
Sony guy back then, bro.
Well, when they were putting their games back on, in 2017, I didn't laugh at that. I didn't think it was crazy. I thought, okay, so other gamers get to play the game, and you get to choose where you want to play it. I didn't give a shit. Like, some Xbox guys got really mad at it, while Sony guys were laughing at, Xbox guys about it. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't care. I get to play where I want to play. I'm a console guy. I'm going to play it on the Xbox. Same with the PlayStation. Even if they put their games on PC, I'm going to play it on the PlayStation.
Fonz, what do you think of this concept, right? When you see Redfall, right? Like, I like that Sony has a year period or 2 years, whatever it is, 6 months. I think because there's no pressure for them to find a developer to port over a game, because porting over a game is not as easy as it. You know what I mean? Because if that was the case,
obviously no. Obviously, right? It's not been easy.
Right. But there's no pressure on them, like, oh, we need to have this running up on Steam. You know what I mean? Like, Xbox has to do the Xbox console version, the S version. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's so much other stuff they have to allocate time and resources to, where on PlayStation they got some time to look back and say, we got a year before this game goes out, if they want to make it a year. Like, there are certain games like Gran Turismo. Why is that not on PC? It's just like a mind blowing. Like, Demon Souls initially said coming to PC. Initially,
I personally say, why isn't all their games on PC day and date? They would make so much more money. I mean, because I've maintained this for years, and I've said this for a long time. PC gamers and Xbox and PlayStation and console gamers in general are very different gamers. They like different things. Obviously, the PC guys are into PC because they get to play more of those games that console gamers don't even give a shit about. One of those games being like RTSs, or your CSGOs and shit like that. A lot of people don't care on console. However, you will have that minority that will pick and choose where they want to buy the game, that own everything. But by and large, I feel like if they were to put their games day and date on PC, it doesn't necessarily devalue the PlayStation 5. I think you've got your hardcore that will always buy on the console, like me, and you'll always have those that will buy on the PC, no matter what, because you're just getting those guys that wait for those PlayStation games to buy earlier. If you were to put it day and date, they wouldn't have to wait so long to buy it. They're going to buy it anyway on PC. They're not going to buy it on PlayStation.
You know, I own
and then they're always
PlayStation game.
And one more thing, they talk about the double dipping. What's going to get those PC guys to double dip? I guarantee you a lot of those guys aren't double dipping on these single player games. I guarantee you once they play it on the PlayStation 5 once, a lot of them are like, okay, I'm done with it. I'm one of those guys who don't like to play single player games over and over again. It's rare that I do that. It has to be a very special game for me to do that.
You know what it is on PC, man? Trust me, like everybody I know that buys PS5 games day one, and then they got ultra wide support. There's added features and like the better frame rate. Like so, like you just want to see what it looks like. You want to see how it runs. I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of people.
I know there are people like that. Yeah,
but Fonz, you'll look at a lot of people's profiles and it says time played Uncharted 4, 1 hour, because they booted it up to see like, oh, okay, yeah, this is Uncharted. Like really, that's the reality of it. They want to see the performance of it. You know? And I think it's not about. You're right. There is a lot of PC gamers that like RTSs and different. There's so much to choose from, but it's choice on PC, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I want to make that clear, bro. It's choice, resolution, like native 4K, native 1440p, no dynamic res. Like you can choose that, you know, like that's what it's about. For PC
that's
games.
why I don't mind talking to PC guys here. Yourself, Cassie Cage, Legendary Drops, Mark from the Just Gaming podcast, all PC people, and I have them on my show. Why? A lot of console guys don't like it, but I'm like, because they're gamers at the end of the day. It's all about gaming. It's about the games, man. Who gives a shit about your plastic box? I don't. I really don't. People think I do. People really think that I give a shit about Xbox like that. No, the only reason why I give a shit about Xbox is just to have competition for PlayStation. You know, you want that competition there. Because it's needed. Yeah, it's something that if they weren't there, who knows what PlayStation would do? Fucking games could be $100 a piece. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like we got to have that competition. I don't care about the box. Speaking of Just Gaming Podcast, and Mark, he's here with the super chat, $5. Thank you very much, Mark. He says, just hit that like button, folks. Best show in podcasting. Oh, no, definitely not. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you. Then I got Highlander 001 again. Thank you very much. He says, that breaks my heart about Phantom Blade. What do you hope for a surprise from Xbox Showcase? I hope for a new game I can play with my little girl. That's a good thing to want. I personally, like I said earlier, I want to see Avowed gameplay. That's one of the biggest things I want to see. But if I had to really want something brand new, like a surprise or something, dude, what would be a surprise for you at the showcase that would make you happy? A surprise?
Like, honestly, because I know they're making Indiana Jones, but dude, give me another Wolfenstein. Let me see Doom.
Oh, okay.
Let me, man, listen, you guys got Obsidian and you guys got, like, you understand? You guys got like the two big
best Western RPGs. Yeah.
Like you guys got that. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to keep sounding like a broken record, but like people keep saying, oh, just wait. And it is annoying to hear just wait. Like if I have to see another Hellblade ad or another Hellblade CGI video with them zooming in on her teeth, Fonz, you know what I mean? Like, dude, can we see some gameplay of Hellblade? Like, it's been a long time. Yeah. Enough with the pictures of Iceland. Let me see some gameplay. You know, and I'll say this, man. Like I said, once that snowball effect happens for Xbox, and eventually it'll come, there'll be developers that are like, hey, we're ready to go. Oh, well, really, they're ready to go. Now they're going to have to choose and pick different slots. All right, you release in September, release. Like, dude, once that snowball, like, there's a lot of developers over at Xbox, very talented, with a lot of big IPs. And once that snowball effect happens, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be an avalanche. There's going to be a lot of quality games pumping out. See, Xbox can have the best showcase in 2 weeks, Fonz. They can kill it. Let's say it's a 10 out of 10. They still have to deliver and put out a quality product at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, they can show us, you know, I seen Redfall footage and I thought it looked great.
Oh, me too. I thought some of it looked okay. I never thought that it was okay. So I have this running joke, and I've done this on RDX a lot, and I would every time we talk about Redfall, and I would say, is it really AAA though? And it would get the fucking chat pissed. Like they would get mad at me, right? But I was right. It's not AAA, man. It wasn't AAA. And it just never exuded AAA to me. And I was just like, whatever. But when I was hearing about the game itself, I was like, maybe this could be fun and I would like this game. They were saying it was a lot like Far Cry, and I like Far Cry. So I'm like, okay, so I could play this game single player. I could get with that. Yeah, I'll kill some vampires and shit and walk around and, interact with NPCs and stuff. I thought it would be a good time. I spent 1 hour in that game and decided it's a shit show. I never again.
Them coming out with vampires in my head already, I said, wow, good job. You're not doing the same old zombie, they're different. Vampires, it's different. It's really, when you think about it, vampires is like not too many people have dabbled. Yeah, recently in the past you got a lot of vampire, but it was different enough. I'm like, you know what? I'm intrigued. Dude, Xbox gave me a key for Redfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got a key too. I got a key. I think they were just throwing keys at everybody, bro.
Dude, the last key I got from Xbox was Gears 5. Okay. But the point is, I went there and I felt obligated. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to play this. Breakpoint, some of the worst Metacritic games, Days Gone. I love these games. So I didn't care about the Metacritic score. It wasn't going to shake my opinion at all. It really wasn't. And Twitter for sure ain't going to do it. So I went to that game like, dude, this is Arcane. They've really never put out anything bad, really, like when you look at it.
No.
You might not have liked it, but
yeah,
they put out
critically,
shit,
they
right?
put out quality stuff. Yeah, critically.
So I went into the game and
I know, dude.
Pretty much
most
it's
people
in
do.
Massachusetts. I wanted to like it, dude. Trust me.
That's right. That's
I wanted to like it, dude. I didn't mind the art style. People complain about the art style. I thought the art style was good enough. Visually, I wasn't complaining about the visuals.
Oh, Mark from the Just Gaming podcast said, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, Redfall was made by Undead Labs. Well, it's funny you say that because when I was playing, I was like, man, this feels like State of Decay 2 first person. Like it just, except worse. You have way less enemies to fight and it's just not good, man. You know what it was like playing Redfall? It was like, you know what Redfall's a lot like? Okay, so when you open up a can of Spam, there's that like jelly shit that's around it sometimes, and it's almost solidified and it's nasty. That's Redfall, guys. That's Redfall. Shit you don't want to eat. Like, that's Redfall. But anyways, let's go on. Let's move to this rumor. There's a rumor out there that Sony may be looking to acquire CD Projekt Red. And this rumor is coming from a Destiny leaker who has leaked a lot of shit and gotten shit right, by the way. Liz is their name. And they've leaked this out, and they've said that, they're hearing that they're going to acquire CD Projekt Red. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is false due to, their stocks and how they work over there and everything, that they can't be bought. But I don't know. I don't know the situation entirely. I just know that I heard this rumor today, and it's like, okay, this is interesting. And personally, for me, Blaze, I wouldn't mind if they bought CD Projekt Red. I say, great competition. This is awesome. Get them. Like, this would also help out in some ways, because if you look at the state of Cyberpunk when it dropped, it was messy. And I think with Sony there, they would have more quality control and make sure shit like that wouldn't happen.
And more help.
Exactly.
And the reason why the reason why you see a company like CD Projekt Red fall back away from their proprietary engine and go on Unreal is for that very reason. Because I know for sure, Fonz, this had to happen. CD Projekt Red's in trouble. All their ports are running like crap. There's a mess, and they got a bunch of ports they got to worry about. And they bring in help, but they're not familiar with the engine. But everybody is more familiar with Unreal.
Hold up. I mean? Somebody in the chat said Forspoken ? Now, Forspoken was not first party. Forspoken was all, Square. This is no. That's not first party. Go ahead, man. It's just look, when it's first party.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I like the
yeah,
idea. It makes
I
sense.
don't mind it. Look, some of you, especially the Xbox guys, they're upset that I'm saying, if they got him, they got him. That's great competition. You're getting mad, but at the same time, you want to see them grab all of Activision Blizzard. Okay? You want to see Microsoft grab all of Activision Blizzard. That to me is being a little hypocritical. This is about competition. If they want to get somebody bigger like CD Projekt Red, more power to them. I say go for it.
I think Activision Blizzard, in terms of revenue, in terms of popularity, is a way bigger. We all know this, but listen, the whole CD Projekt Red thing. CD Projekt Red was looked at as they couldn't do any wrong.
Yeah,
they put out The Witcher 3 was looked at as like the second coming of Jesus. This is they're looked at as Naughty Dog level, and then they kind of fell from the graces after all that.
People forget that The Witcher dropped buggy as hell.
They forget fast.
That you guys, honestly, if you played that game in the beginning, you would know this. There was problems with The Witcher as well, and The Witcher is an incredible series.
Wasn't
amazing
as bad. It wasn't as severe, but yes, there were issues.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 had problems, and its DLC, everything else was amazing. But honestly, I'm fine with that if they were to get CD Projekt Red. The other rumor this person is stating, and this is one that I'm very okay with, is that Days Gone 2 is in development. Now, I know Sony's already put it out there in the past and said, they're moving on from Days Gone. However, a lot of people out there fucking love Days Gone. I'm one of those people. I thought it was a great game. I would love to see a Days Gone 2. Not saying this is real, not saying it's happening, just saying if it was, I'm here for it. I want that to happen.
Why doesn't Ben get a second chance and they talk about creative control and we let creators be creators. So let them create. They had a good blueprint. Obviously Days Gone came out a little rough. It was a little bit too long story wise, but the game was solid. I enjoyed the whole underrated game visually as well.
Very underrated. So the first, dude, I would even say 10 hours. The first 10 hours was a slow drag. It was okay, this story is just dragging. What's going on? I need to move on. I'm tired of trying to, fix my homeboy up that's, laying in the bed. But then it got good. The story got good, and the gameplay loop was really fun. I loved destroying all the nests and everything. Dude, I was running around looking for all the nests.
Bro, this is what I think was fun. So when you like a game, 99% chances I'm gonna because we have the same sort of taste when it comes to gaming taste. But I think Days Gone deserves a second. Yeah,
and
me too. That's why people hate Ubisoft, dude. Listen,
dude, I love Ubisoft games. I do.
I'll go to the grave. Leave Ubisoft alone, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, no. With Days Gone though, I remember finishing that game and thinking, man, this is a great game. Then I look at the Metascore and I'm like, what? Why are people hating on it? It was really good. And
surprised, yeah.
I get it. It had some issues as well. It had its bugs and stuff. It wasn't perfect. But it was a fun game, man. I love the gameplay loop, and that's what it's all about with me. If I like the gameplay loop, I'm good with that game.
And the developers are just genuine, dude, you put out a picture, they're over here liking, retweeting your picture. And I don't say that every developer needs to do that, but they legit gave a shit about their game. Yeah. They legit cared,
and that's exactly what I thought too. When I finished it, I was like, you know what? It had its moments in the beginning that were slow, but in their second outing, because I thought a part 2 was coming for sure. I was like, in the second game, they're going to fucking nail it. It's going to be at least an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. It's going to to great. They're going to nail it. The
music was great, man. Dude, little things like this.
Had that secret ending.
Yeah, dude. You would customize your bike, and every time you shut off your game and boot up your game, you would see your bike customized fully to the extent. That little touches like that.
Yeah.
Was really cool, man. But shout out to Days Gone. Hopefully it gets a second chance. There's a bunch of games that got a second chance on PlayStation, on Xbox that damn sure didn't deserve.
Yeah, no, that's true. And bro, I'm gonna bring it up again, and I do all the time. And I hate fucking having to do this, but to me, Horizon Zero Dawn didn't need a fucking sequel. I was over that game.
But
Like,
critically,
it was okay. It was decent. I had fun with Zero Dawn, but it was boring in a lot of parts. And it's just like with Forbidden West, they added to that boredom. They made those boring parts more prevalent in part 2. And it's just like, to me, it's like the dialogue and everything. It was just way too much. And I'm like, this is a game. I didn't need part 2. Knack 2 didn't need a fucking sequel. But you got Days Gone over here. That was a fun game. And a lot of gamers really, liked it. That game should have got a sequel, man. It was messed up. It's messed up.
Critically, though, Horizon scored great. It was gorgeous. It was like a showcase for the PS4 Pro. So you know why.
Yeah, and I know why it'll continue too. And the numbers they finally put out years later, I'm like, well, that shit was bundled forever. Forbidden West since the very beginning, since day one, it was bundled. But people will say it's not the bundles, DLC, right? Whatever.
Did you see that Horizon DLC though? Like I haven't played it
myself.
Oh,
it looks incredible. Dude, it looks incredible. Will I play it? Fuck no. No. I won't even boot that fucker up to look at it. It's not worth my time. That game is boring. That franchise is boring. It just needs to die. And when I hear people like Colin out there say it's the best open world game he's ever played for Forbidden West, I'm like, what are you smoking?
I mean, dude, that's their opinion. I don't get mad at people.
No. I'm not mad, but I'm just saying, like, it differs from my opinion so much to where I say that to myself. What are you smoking? Like, I'm not arguing with the guy. It's his opinion. Yeah. But to me, it's like, Fonz, what is that dude smoking?
I know you agree with me on this point. Like, I'm just gonna say, dude, like, bro, Guerrilla Games right now is completely they're like a steak that's been sitting seasoned. They got all the salt and pepper. They're ready to go. Like, they're complete different.
Yeah. Oh, they're ready. They're ready to go with another Horizon, bro. That's all you're getting from them. That's it.
I wanted another, bro. I want Killzone.
You're not going to get a Killzone. They shut that shit down, bro. Could you imagine
what they could do, bro?
Now. Yeah, what they could do now. They've learned so much. They've grown exponentially.
Right. That's
and
what
now they're pushed to making Horizon games the rest of their fucking career. Because I guarantee you, that's what Sony's going to do to them. Make them fucking make Horizon. Sorry for cussing so much, but damn, I get pissed, man. Passionate.
I feel like we'll get a Killzone, man. They can't just forget it. But like, dude, all Killzone 1, 2, 3, the Vita ones, they're just stuck on a time machine on a PS3, and they deserve, bro. I played Killzone 3 on my emulator on the PS3.
I'll be honest, I don't like the Killzone franchise at all. But I get what you're saying. What they could do with the franchise now, they can make it a good game, in my opinion.
I love it. I love Killzone.
But yeah, no. Look, if these rumors aren't true, they're not true. If they're true, they're true, and that's great. I like the rumors if they are true. I'm good with Days Gone 2, and I'm good with CD Projekt Red going to Sony if that were the case. I'd be good with that. I mean, I'm all about the competition. It's very much needed. Especially, you've got to expect it coming from Sony. They've got to buy somebody big. If it's not CD Projekt Red, it's going to be somebody else. They've got to do this in response to ABK because honestly, the ABK deal I think is going to go through now. At one time I thought maybe this ain't going to go through. I think it is.
You think it's going to go through?
Yeah, I think it is. I think they're going to end up pushing this through.
My thing, Fonz, is whether it goes through or not, just get this shit over. I'm so sick of seeing ABK and titles and shit, dude. I'm so sick of talking about it. That's why I stopped doing my damn podcast for a month because I was so sick. All that there was to talk about was this deal. Activision, Xbox, like I was so sick of talking about it, bro. I was like,
James Rucker in the chat says ABK is not going through. LOL. Yeah, hey, it might not, but look, I'm a bit biased. I say it all the time. I want more AAA games in my Game Pass, so I'll take all these freaking publishers and developers and stuff putting their games in Game Pass.
And Microsoft could sure need, bro. Could you imagine?
And they need it.
You turn on Game Pass, you got every goddamn Black Ops front page ready. Like,
huge.
It's big. It'd be big for them, man.
Huge. And yes, it will break into that mindset of the gamer saying, do I want to spend $70 on it on PlayStation or just get Game Pass? Get an Xbox, get Game Pass, or just get Game Pass in general anywhere. Could be through a fucking TV.
I mean, my Game Pass has never, it just expired a few times just because I forgot, but like, I usually have
Yeah.
Game Pass anyway. You know, like it's just why not?
Yeah, I like Game Pass.
The value's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yodani says, hit that like button, guys. Yeah, I don't say it often enough. I really don't sit there. I'm not one of those guys who are always like, hit that like button. And I'm definitely not one of those guys. Join the membership, join the VIP, and, throw my hands up and tilt my head a bunch of times and tell you, please join the VIP. It only starts at $13 a month. No,
that's why I fuck with you, Fonz.
No,
it's there. If you want to support. But
yeah,
I will say there's
of
300 people here. Hit the like button.
I'll say that. Man, I'm not even gonna talk about the guy. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about the guy, Gaz. Don't get me started. Okay,
who are we talking about? Please, guys.
Oh, you see it in the chat, but the dude is always talking about join my VIP. His live stream is nothing but an e-begging fucking live stream. That's all it is. It's like he says a bunch of nonsense and then asks you to join his VIP, which starts at like $13 a month, which is just insane.
And plus, some of these people are fucking clowns when they I see some of these how. I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, bro. They're everywhere, bro, and it's exactly what it is. A bunch of clowns. All I hear is just the clown music when they're talking. When I see the clips on Twitter. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me, people? Just
they're giving him more life by clipping his shit, and you know what I mean. Hey, I ain't gotta say too much. Man.
Yeah. Of course, they clip the part out where he's asking you to join his $13 a month VIP, starting, mind you, goes all the way up to like $40.
Is that starting?
Yeah.
Is he out of his what?
Oh, bro. And he even has a counter of how many people freaking, he gets to sign up to his VIP every stream. Like I literally gave this guy a shot because I was like, a lot of people are really harping on him. Maybe he's a good guy. I'm going to watch his stream and just see what he's about. And I saw what he was about. I was like, oh, he's a fucking charlatan. Yeah, that's what he is. He's just preying on people and preying on emotions and stuff for clicks and everything and getting people to join his fucking VIP. If you guys don't see that, I'm sorry.
Listen, I'll say this, Fonz, and I'm going to make this very clear. I've told guys this before. I don't build relationships off what box you like. I don't build relationships off what type of following you got. I build relationships off people that I see that are genuine, honest, humble, realness, all that stuff resonates with me, bro. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. You can have 100,000 subs. You can have 1,000. I don't care about none of that shit, dude. Are you a genuine person? Yes, cool. Let me rock with you. That's it.
Fucking Gaz said he's just adopting Jim Ryan tactics. No, I don't think Jim Ryan's ever harassed a woman. I didn't say that, did I? Anyways, yeah. You know what? I don't want to sit here and talk about that dude. It annoys me. But I was trying to give him a shot. That's the whole reason why I even watched his stream. Because I was going to invite him on, but there's no fucking way. No fucking way.
Well, maybe you can look past it in a few. Maybe
no.
What about if he goes it to $11.99?
I could read people pretty well, I feel. And like when I've seen you initially and saw what type of person you are, how generous and how nice and I knew you were a real dude. Like, same with Rev. Like, I don't always agree with Rev, but man, he's a genuine, real dude. Like, he's not in it for, joining his fucking VIP or whatever.
He's not.
None of us got into this for all that. We got into this to talk about the fucking games and share our, opinions and stuff with everybody. And I can generally tell what people are about. That guy is about making money. That's his goal.
Listen, if success comes for you, Fonz, it comes for you,
Exactly.
But begging people, like, you're never going to see that out of Fonz, ever.
Exactly. Fucking Mark. He says, just gaming podcasts. Reforge is what it is.
Shout out to him, bro. I don't wish no bad doing on anybody, but
no, I don't wish no bad doing. He can do what he wants.
What time it is.
Yeah, look, that's his hustle. Whatever. If people get scammed by that dude, go ahead completely. Like,
sheep will be sheep.
Get scammed. Get scammed. Okay, if that's what you want to do. I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to let you know that this dude is nothing but a scammer. Like, it's obvious when he plays certain cards. This console war, the way he pulls these strings and the way he's constantly asking you to join the VIP and Yeah, I know what he's doing. It's
Fonz, the
weird.
popular thing to do on YouTube is pick a side, stick with the side, and just completely cap your whole weight. Like, because honestly, like there was a point where I was pro Sony, pro propaganda videos, all that, but then it came like you finally like, all right, man, what am I fucking like? You start watching back some of your streams, you're like, holy shit, I'm saying this shit, like, holy fuck, shit is cringeworthy, bro.
Yeah, you dude,
like,
you could watch. You can go back to my very first podcast. I hardly ever tell people to hit the like, even. Like, it's just, I mean, people will hit the like if they want.
But
People
the
hit
like button,
dislike.
listen, I hear you on that point, and I don't even ask either. But the like button is something; it's free,
And,
man.
and
Like,
that's
it's just,
fine. No. I don't. I'm not stepping on people that are saying to hit the like button. That dude, I totally get it. Like, it helps the channel out.
Don't get it twisted.
But I just don't think of that, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not in my mindset. I don't jump on these things and go, how many super chats can I get today? Or how many VIP members can I get subbed? Like, I don't, that's not my mindset, man. My mindset is, what are the topics today? What can I, talk about here? What opinion can I give out there that may be of any value to anybody? I could give a shit about anything else. Like, and people know this. My subs that are here week in, week out, they know this. I don't treat them any differently from those that support me to those that don't support me. Everybody that's here listening to me is treated equally. I don't have secret shows or whatever. It's nonsense and, secret streams. Like,
Everybody's got their tactics, bro. I don't agree with 90% of people's tactics. It's all tactics, bro. Like, the super chats are cool. It's a good way to get people engaged. But like, at the end of the day, if you donate, cool. But me seeing you in a chat is all, that's all.
Dude,
I want, bro.
That's what we said before this show started, guys. We were talking about that. We're like, I don't have many people that see me every week. I like some other channels, there's a lot of streams that get, 700,000, 800,000 of people watching, and that's cool. For me, I don't get
300 people, Fonz. Do not.
And what? No. That is not usual for me. Okay. That is great for me. Okay. So I'm appreciative of that. What I'm saying is, I have a core group that come here every Sunday.
Right. You were
saying and those people mean so much to me because they're here all the time. And they love to just support me in that way. That's awesome. That's why I do this shit. For 300 people here, that's why I do this shit too. That's fucking amazing. Like, it's crazy to me to have that many people. But I just appreciate people just coming in and even talking in the chat. Like, I read every one of your chats here. It doesn't have to be a super chat. I like to interact with you guys on here.
It doesn't have to light up a certain color, Fonz?
No, it doesn't have to light up for me. It's I got the chat open all the time so I can talk to people, talk to the chat. It's people, these people are awesome. So I appreciate everybody for being here. You guys are awesome. Mark says, that's why we love you, bro. Fonzie rules, Scotsy says. Happy days with the Fonz.
Bro, you rebooted your channel.
I rebooted my channel 3 times, bro.
Number one.
I got rid of channels.
You don't even try. I feel like you don't even try.
I don't try enough. I don't. And here's the thing. I won't say I won't try, because I do try on this podcast, bro. I put a lot of production into this podcast.
No, you do.
I don't half-ass this podcast at all. Could I be, bigger if I were to make videos as well? Regular, normal videos? Yeah, I definitely could.
That's what I mean by that.
I definitely could. Do I have the time, though? No, I really don't have the time, especially right now. You guys don't know, but before I start my podcast, I spend about 2 to 4 hours getting things together, getting things ready, trying to put more production into the show, getting notes ready and stuff, because I want to do the best I can. I don't want to be one of these shows that just kind of half-ass it, I'm not saying that you listen to shows that half-ass it out there. I've listened to some shows that half-ass it, but, no longer listen to them. I might listen to them once and then that's it. But no, this community's got a lot of great talent out there, a lot of great podcasts, bro. And it's hard to freaking break in there. There is no time slot that isn't taken. Everything is taken.
Dude, I'm going dude, I moved to Saturday nights and everybody's live. RGT, it's Alex. You know, it's like, bro, and I'm just trying to eat where I can eat. You know what I mean? But I will say this, that I'll just say this, bro, Fonz. Like you got the it fact. Some people got like the know it all, like the it fact. You know, like the wrestling term, bro. Like you could do this if you wanted to do it. It's just right now your circumstances can't
Yeah.
allow you to do it.
Yeah, I do. I wish I could make more videos and stuff because I love creating. And I'm still trying to break into voice acting. That's kind of discouraging because I audition way more than people realize, and it's just tough. The business is tough. You're literally auditioning with hundreds of other people, and even if you get recognized at all, it's a miracle. It's crazy, but that's what I'm really trying to focus a lot into, and people don't know that too. Is just I'm trying to break in because I want to voice act in the games. I want to do that, and I've only been able to do it in one game. I've only been able to be in one game, and it's a game I can't even play because I don't own a PC to play it. But
what is it?
It's just a little RPG. It's called the Sands of Slumber RPG, and
I'm buying that immediately.
Nah, it's a free to play. It's a free to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a free to play.
Still,
so you don't have to buy.
That's dope, bro. Like, dude, that's dope.
But yeah, I heard my part in it because somebody played it, did a let's play, and I was watching it, and I heard my part come up, and I was like, oh shit, there's me. And it feels awesome to be in a game. It really does.
Oh
but
yeah, it does.
I want to be in a bigger game, damn it. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun doing that stuff. I mean, I buy a lot of equipment. I bought a lot of equipment for that, so I can.
You go XLR right now, Fonz?
No, I use the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Yep.
And it's like a Go XLR. It's just different.
Right.
And then, just, I don't know, man. I just have a good time. Anyways, yeah, it's on Steam, Mikhail. Definitely. It's on Steam. And I play, a little bartender in one of the towns in there. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our show, people. Gave you a little bit of me, my personality, I always do every week, but gave you a little bit more info on what I'm trying to do behind the scenes. But I'm glad I make your Sunday, Highlander. I'm glad I do. Danny, I appreciate you. You guys are all awesome here. Everybody's awesome. But Blaze, please, you take the floor. Tell everybody where they can find you and all that good stuff. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I know you work nights, but please tell everybody where they can find you, man.
No, I appreciate the invite, Fonz. Yeah. So guys, I run a podcast, SolidCast podcast, every Saturday night, 9 p.m.s. You know what I mean? We try to have a good show. You know what I mean? I've been trying to bring in more unique guests. You know what I mean? It's just hard for me, because I need to have some sort of connection. I just can't bring someone on just because, topic wise or they're popular. Like I need to have some sort of rapport, something. But yeah, I have a podcast every Saturday night. I do go live here and there on Twitch and on YouTube. But Fonz, thank you so much for the invite.
Of course, man.
For real, bro. It's like there's certain people, I was telling Gaz, there's certain people I can't say no to. And I'm like, God, just looking at the clock at my mom's, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave. But you're one of those guys that, I don't say no to, bro. And I appreciate it. Thank you for the chat. Your chat's super, bro. Your chat is well mannered, bro. Like
They're
there's
awesome.
Nobody talking crazy. Like,
bro, and even if I do have some craziness going on in the chat, I've got the best moderators in the world. Say what you will about him, but Boss Mod Lethal Papa is one of the best moderators in the game. He lets things slide. He lets things go until a certain point. He knows that point. He's been doing this for years, and I love all these guys, man.
Bro, you can't pay for a good moderator. Bro.
No, and these chats are the chat's always amazing, man. And yeah, I get some knuckleheads in here sometimes, but
so do
I've had some people actually turn around on me in the chat. First, they're like mad at me, and then I start talking to them, and then they back off a bit, and we're cool, It happens like that. Sometimes people have a preconceived notion about you, and then they go and watch you, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's not so bad after all," I kind of get, even though if we don't
man,
agree.
YouTube is hard, man. I just want to say this, man. YouTube, it's not easy, man. Like Twitter, people say, "Oh, I got this many likes on Twitter." Bro, Twitter likes and Twitter views compared to YouTube likes and views is completely different. It is hard to, like, there's a lot of dirty PlayStation podcasts. Like, it's hard to eat.
It's
Like, I will
hard.
say this
It's
about
hard.
Xbox podcasts, and I'm not telling you that you're an Xbox podcast. I'm just saying the Xbox guys,
They
I
consider
don't
me
know what
one,
it
though.
is.
Yeah.
Bro, they support, man. They just support. And I'm not saying I don't get support, because I do. Trust me, I love my people. I'm just saying, like, the Xbox
Yeah, you got
guys
good people, too.
drove support, man. Like, they come out, man. So
Yeah.
but I
These guys
appreciate
are
it, man.
awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, guys, live. Everybody who's watching or listening after the fact, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Until next time.